Hey, it's Alice. Welcome back to Anks English, where every story is a small step that brings you closer to the best version of yourself.
And I'm Emma. Today we're not just talking about how to learn English, but also how we learn to live, to love time, and to truly be present.
If you've ever felt like the day flies by too fast and you still haven't truly lived, then this story might help you see time through an entirely new lens.
Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you won't miss any journey of self-discovery again. Have you ever felt like you're living but not really alive?
What do you mean?
I feel like every day passes so quickly. I wake up, check my phone, scroll through social media, then start work. I come home exhausted, watch something to forget, and the day ends. But if you asked me what meaningful thing I did that day, I wouldn't know.
I often feel that way too, especially recently. I look at the clock at 11 p.m. and ask myself, did I just live through a day, or merely exist in it?
Exactly, and we always say, there's no time. But in reality, what are we actually doing with our time?
Yes, we often live as if time is infinite, always postponing, telling ourselves tomorrow will be different. But honestly, there won't be a perfect tomorrow if we don't change today.
But have you ever thought that maybe we're borrowing time from the future? And the future never promised to return it.
That's so true. I read something that really made me think. The average person lives about 4,000 weeks. If I'm over 25, I've already lived through more than a third of them. That made me really pay attention to how I use my time every day.
That's scary. When I heard that, I thought, we don't have as much time as we think. And if we keep living like this, time will just keep slipping by and nothing will change.
And that's why today I want to share something important. It's how we can start a new day, not to rush through it, but to live it fully.
What do you mean?
I want to try a new habit. Every morning, before starting the day, we'll sit with ourselves. No phone, no social media, just us and some important questions. How do I want to feel today? What will I do to feel that way?
What do you want me to try exactly?
We can start tomorrow morning. Every day we'll take a few minutes to reflect on 3 things. How do I want to feel today? What will I do to feel that way? And lastly, what am I grateful for in this life?
That actually sounds pretty nice. It's been a while since I took time just to think about myself. Alright, I'll try it.
A small change every day can lead to a big difference in life. And most importantly, we'll live more meaningfully.
I agree. Tomorrow will definitely be different.
Have you ever wondered, if we start a day differently, could the whole day turn out different?
What do you mean? Like changing our morning habits?
Exactly. I think the first hour of the day can shape everything. It's the only time in the day when we're not yet affected by work, phones, or anything outside of ourselves. It's the time to reset our energy, to turn toward positivity.
I've never thought of it that way. Usually, I just wake up, rush to get my things together, grab a coffee, and jump straight into work. I've never taken time for myself in the morning.
That feeling is so familiar. But what if we try to give ourselves a little space during that first hour of the day, just to feel and to plan for a truly meaningful day? Could that change the way we live?
That sounds interesting. Honestly, I feel like my life is being swept away too fast. Each day feels like the one before. No change, nothing new. If changing the way we start the day can create positive changes in our life, maybe it's worth a try?
Exactly. That first hour isn't just for working or checking our phones. It's a chance to renew our energy, to set our intentions for a new day. I usually spend some time thinking, writing down 3 things I want to feel today, and 3 things I'm grateful for. It helps me begin the day with gratitude and clarity.
I get it now. Like when we wake up in a good mood, with a positive mindset, the whole day feels easier. But how do we start that way when everything around us is always so overwhelming?
That's the challenge, but also the opportunity. Every morning we have the right to choose how to own our day. No matter how noisy the world outside is, we can still create quietness inside ourselves during that very first hour.
You've really made me reflect on how I begin my day. Maybe I'll try this tomorrow morning. No phone, no rushing. Just sit down, breathe, and think about what I want to accomplish.
You'll notice the difference. Over time, that first hour will become an irreplaceable part of your day. And if each morning we can give ourselves space to slow down, to truly live and feel, the whole day will be lighter and more fulfilling.
I think you're right. The first hour is really the hour of the soul, the time to shape our mood and goals. A beautiful day can't begin unless we start from within. You know, I've realized something. While we talk about using time more wisely, there are actually so many invisible traps we fall into every day. And sometimes, we don't even realize how much precious time we're losing.
Those traps are really hard to see. They can be unconscious habits, things that make us feel like we're getting things done, but in reality, they don't bring true value. I think one of the biggest traps is distraction.
Distraction? Can you explain more?
Of course, every day we're pulled into countless things. Our phones, social media, emails, meaningless conversations. I once heard a powerful quote. We spend so much time reacting to the world around us that we forget we also need to live for ourselves. And when we're constantly distracted like that, we can't truly live in the moment. We can't enjoy our time.
That's exactly how I feel. I often check my email, Facebook, or Instagram the moment I wake up, as if it's the most important thing. But when I look back, I realize how much time I spent scrolling through things I don't even need.
Right. And if we're not careful, we'll fall into that loop day after day. Actually, distraction is more dangerous than we think. It eats away our time without leaving anything meaningful behind. I think recognizing those traps is the first step to taking back control of our time.
But how do we escape that cycle? How do we resist those temptations when we're bored or tired?
The answer is to master our attention. When we choose to spend our time on what truly matters, instead of letting ourselves be pulled by everything around us, we begin to feel a difference. Time is something we can't rewind, so every moment is precious.
So where should we start? What's the most important thing to focus on?
The first thing is to realize we have the power to choose. We can decide what we give our time to. That feeling like choosing to read a good book or pursue a hobby, instead of staying busy with meaningless things, is so freeing. The key is, every time we feel distracted, just ask ourselves, is this really worth my time?
I think I understand now. So from now on, I'll try to pause, take a moment to feel what I'm doing, and whether it's truly necessary. Thank you for helping me reflect on what's around me.
It's nothing. As long as we're aware of how important each moment is, we'll live more fully. And remember, our time is a gift. Don't let it slip away for nothing. How did it feel to have a morning just for yourself?
It felt very different. I wasn't rushing. I wasn't caught up in thoughts about work or the outside world. I truly felt every single moment. I wrote down 3 things. And when I looked back, the thing I was most grateful for was the ability to stop and reflect on myself.
That's the first change. Simple but powerful. And today, I want to share something else with you. It's about the invisible traps we easily fall into in modern life. Traps that, if we're not careful, will pull us in and make us lose the time to truly own our lives.
What do you mean?
In today's society, we have so many things to do, so many things to watch, to buy, to follow, and that can easily make us waste time without even realizing it. We easily get swept away by the waves of social media, meaningless conversations, videos that offer no real value. These things slowly eat away at our time without us even knowing.
Yeah, I get it. I can spend hours scrolling through Facebook or Instagram doing nothing useful. And then when I look back, I ask myself, what did I just do?
Exactly, and it doesn't just stop at wasting time meaninglessly. It also makes us feel stressed, absent, and even dissatisfied with ourselves. We start comparing our lives to what others show online. But all of that is just a painted picture, not reality.
I've fallen into that trap before, and it made me feel like I wasn't good enough, not successful enough. The people online, they have exciting lives, they travel, they do amazing things, while I just sit here looking at the screen.
That feeling comes so easily, doesn't it? But in reality, those people are only sharing the best moments of their lives. And we sometimes forget that our real lives are also valuable, even if they're not perfect.
You're right, but how do we avoid falling into those traps? How do we know that the time we spend is truly worthwhile?
First, we need to have a clear awareness of what we're doing with our time. If we don't know what we're doing, time will slip away, and by the end of the day, we won't even know what we've done. But if we have a plan, a clear direction, then every moment becomes worthwhile.
That's true, but it's really hard to change unless we stop and reflect on ourselves.
That's exactly why we need small daily habits to remind ourselves. Like this morning, when we asked, "How do I want to feel today?" That was an important step towards starting a meaningful day.
It really feels different when I start seeing time as a gift instead of something that will always be there. Time isn't infinite, and every moment has its own value.
Exactly, and the traps we easily fall into in modern society are just illusions, things that pull us away from the present. But when we become aware, when we take control, we reclaim the power over our lives and our time.
Thank you. I feel much lighter talking about all of this. I'm not weak. I just needed some time to reflect and understand myself better.
That's why we need to spend time for ourselves and not let time pass by meaninglessly. We live in a world where everything moves quickly, but if we don't take control, we'll be swept away by the rush and exhaustion.
And only when we master our time can we truly live a fulfilling and meaningful life.
That's right, and that's what we need to learn, to master our time so we can truly live, not just exist.
What do you think about maintaining a meaningful life? How can we feel fulfilled every day?
That's a good question, Emma. I think living meaningfully isn't a destination. It's a process, a continuation of daily habits and decisions. To do that, we need to find the keys that help us live fully. One of the most important keys is mindfulness. Living in the present, without worrying about the past or future.
What is mindfulness, exactly?
Mindfulness is the ability to maintain attention in the present moment without letting thoughts about the past or worries about the future take over. For example, when you drink coffee, instead of letting your mind wander to work or anxieties, you just focus on the feeling of holding the cup, the smell of the coffee, the slight bitterness, and each sip you take. When we can maintain mindfulness, we'll see that every moment has value and we won't miss anything important.
Honestly, I often get caught up in messy thoughts and worries about what might happen. Maybe I do need to learn how to live more in the present.
Exactly. And another key to living fully is setting meaningful goals. Goals aren't just things we want to achieve. They're what enrich our lives, giving us motivation each day. When we have clear goals, we have a reason to get up in the morning and can see meaning in our daily actions.
So what's your goal?
My goal is to create meaningful habits. One of my biggest goals is to help people around me live better, help them realize they can take control of their lives and time. I want to create change in others' lives through conversations and sharing.
That's a wonderful goal. I think I need to find my own goal too. Something that makes me want to wake up every morning and feel motivated.
Definitely. A goal can be something small, but if it means something to you, then it's a great motivation to start each day.
All right, I'll try to think of a goal for myself. Maybe something like helping more people through my work.
That's wonderful. And the important thing is, every day you can take one small step toward that goal. Sometimes, just one small action, one tiny change is enough to make life more meaningful.
Maybe I need to change the way I think about time too. Instead of thinking, I don't have time, I'll start thinking, I have time for the things that matter.
That's right. When we change our thinking, we change our way of living. And that's how we live more fully, so every day becomes meaningful.
Actually, I've tried those questions. Every morning, I sit with myself and ask how I want to feel today, then what I can do to feel that way. And honestly, I've really felt the difference in each day.
Really? How do you feel? Has anything changed?
I feel less stressed. Before, I kept struggling, as if I didn't know what I was doing. But now each morning, I feel like I can shape my day through those small decisions. It's actually a big change, even though it seems small.
Yes, it's the small changes that are the biggest steps. Sometimes we think we need to do something huge to change our lives, but in reality, just starting with the simple things, little by little, helps us realize how far we've come.
That's true. I realized something. We don't need to have all the answers right away. We just need to start and take action each day. Gradually, things will become clearer.
And it's that patience that will help us find what really matters in life. Don't rush, because when we find peace within ourselves, everything else will fall into place.
I used to think I had to do many things at once to feel useful, to not feel like I was wasting time. But now I understand that sometimes just stopping, taking a deep breath, and truly feeling what's happening is also a meaningful way to live.
Exactly. Slowing down, listening to ourselves, and simply being present in each moment helps us see the things we used to overlook.
But maybe the most important thing I've learned is, time isn't something we can fully control. Instead, we have to learn to manage ourselves within that time. We can't always do everything, but we can choose to do what truly matters.
That's the biggest lesson. We can't change time, but we can change how we live with it. Choose what's meaningful and live fully in every moment.
I think I understand myself better now, and I believe that from now on, I'll slow down, so I can truly feel every precious minute of this life. I don't need to have all the answers right away, but I will keep going and keep searching, day by day.
That's a wonderful way to live, and I truly believe that with this perspective, you'll discover many new things in life.
I really think that when I stopped rushing, stopped feeling pressured to do so many things at once, I started to actually feel alive. I can enjoy each moment, even the little things like the smell of coffee, the sound of falling leaves, or just simply watching the sky.
And that's truly valuable. Being present in each moment helps us see that life doesn't always have to be full of achievements or busyness. Sometimes just stopping and truly living, that's the greatest success.
I agree, and I think the more we understand ourselves, the more we know what we truly need in life, everything becomes easier. Time isn't our enemy, it's our companion.
Right, and when we become friends with time, when we appreciate each moment, we'll never feel left behind.
You know, before I came here, I always thought I had too much time, but now I realize that time isn't something I can easily get back. I've let it slip away too many times without thinking.
Yes, I think many of us are like that. We live without truly living. We keep delaying, waiting for the perfect moment, forgetting that time keeps passing. Really? You're ready to live differently?
Yeah, I want to start with the smallest things. Every day, I'll spend a little time thinking about what I truly want to do. And instead of living unconsciously, I'll live meaningfully in each moment. Thank you for reminding me of that. I know now, each day is a chance to change. I won't let it pass by anymore.
Friends, if today's story made you reflect on how you're spending your time, take a moment to think about what you truly want to do with the precious moments you have. Don't let life pass without leaving a mark. Start from the smallest things and live each moment fully.
That's right. Live and manage your time well.
So, don't wait any longer. Start now and live fully, friends.
Yeah. Okay. If you found this video helpful and meaningful, don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe to support me and Alice.
Exactly. Share this video with your friends and family so they too won't waste time from today. See you in the next video. Bye bye.